Gundam Wing just turned 30. I absolutely love Gundam. I absolutely love Mecha. That gives me an idea. It's a Mech-A-Thon time. It's geeking time. Oh, good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. I absolutely love mecha. It's probably my favorite type of anime. I love Gundam. I love Gundam Wing. I love Gundam Seed. Those are probably my two favorite series. But not just that. I just love giant robots in general. Now, when it comes to mecha, it's not something I talk about enough on my channel, but we've taken a look at the Gundam action figure reviews. And it's funny because I was looking at some stuff and sprinkled out here and there, I've had some mecha-centric videos. So I thought to myself, because Gundam Wing turned 30 last month, and last week at Free Comic Book Day, I did pick up the Gundam Wing comic book. You know what? I'm going to do a mecha marathon for you guys today. So in this video, you're going to see properties like Power Rangers, Godzilla, Gundam. You'll even see a Funko Pop video, but that's because that video had quite a few mechas in there. So if it's mecha-centric, the video, that's why it's on here. And in that aforementioned Pop video, well, you might see an appearance by Voltron, one of the greatest mechas of all time. Now, I did not add or include Transformers. Transformers, I have a whole playlist, and I've done marathons of Transformers in the past. So, that being said, strap in, guys, get some snacks, get something to drink. I guess as part of anime, let's have a really fun marathon today. So we're going to take a look at my videos that have to do with mecha, from the oldest to the most recent. Guys, here we go. Mech-A-Thon. myself a coffee now. Alright. Oh, oh. Oh, good coffee though. Good coffee. What the? Who are you? What do you want? Why have you neglected us and not shown your pops? Do you not love us? Yes, I do. Boomer, why, oh why have you chosen to neglect us? I'm so sorry. What exactly do you want? Review your most recent pops. Okay, fine. Okay, fine, let's do this. It's geeking time. It's geeking time. What's going on, guys? Boomer, I'm back. Another video for you guys. First things first, let's hope that we never see that thing again. Probably will. Anyways, if you watched my first video back where I unboxed all these Star Wars and Thor Ragnarok mystery minis, I did say that I wanted to unbox and showcase a bunch of the pops that I acquired recently while I was away. So, well, I mean, obviously, with that being said, let's get into my haul of pops! Alright, I'm going to start off with one that I got last summer from my friend Don. He got it for me at one of the anime conventions that was held in Montreal. Picked it up for me, so I'm going to use this to open up the box. Not really. I just wanted to show that off because it's kind of ridiculous. But anyways, put that out of the way. The first one is Bedtime Deadpool. Oh, he's so sleepy. Holding a little panda bear. And he's got little unicorn slippers. So, let's see what Mr. Pool looks like outside of the box. See, I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, guys. And, yeah, it's cool to do these. Look, pops are fun. That's exactly what they're meant for. Fun. That's Mr. Deadpool. He's a bobblehead. See that? He's got his little unicorn slippers. At the back, it's just basically a house coat. So that's Mr. Deadpool. Alright, so that's Deadpool. Just so you know, I'm going to be putting these back in the boxes. I just want to unbox them for you guys here. Next one is one that I got from my friend Yasser. He picked this up for me for my birthday, and I was like so shocked when he got this for me, and I thought it was really cool. So he got me the Triple H Skull King pop. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. If you're not cool with that, then well, okay, he fell, but I got him now. All right, so first things first. Here's Mr. Trips, Mr. Triple H. He's a cool looking sculpt. I actually really like the Triple H design. Got his little hammers, and then on the back, his cape. If you get a close-up to Mr. Trips, you see even his logo on his wrestling attire. So that's Triple H. I wonder if he's gonna, there you go, he's gonna stand properly. Like I said, I'm gonna put these back in the boxes after. I might take some off after to make way for more, depending on if there's room or not. But, alright, let's get into the next one. So the next one is something I got for Christmas, and my cousin got it for me, and it's number 666 in the line of pop television. We have Lord Zed from Power Rangers. I don't know why my villain voices all sound like Goldar. He's out of the box. Someone's here, guys. Someone's entering the apartment. Let me just go see quickly who that is. It was Vanessa at the door. She brought some coffees. Want to say hi? That's a sight you guys haven't seen in a long time. Thank you for the coffee, baby.
You're welcome.
Let me finish and we'll have our coffee. Where was I? Oh yeah, Lord Zed. Here we go. So that's what he looks like. Got the Zed on top. He's got his staff. It's a pretty cool looking sculpt to him, actually. And even like the brains at the top there. So I think now with Lord Zed in my collection, I think the only ones I'm missing to complete the full set of Power Rangers run are Goldar and Rita Repulsa, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think that's all I'm missing. So next, I picked up a pop at the cinema of all places. They sell pops there apparently. And the one that I picked up from the cinema happens to come from one of my favorite Disney cartoons of all time. I've got the genie from Aladdin. I mean, you can't see it properly right now because it's in the box, but I'm not going to do like the Marvels. Alright, so there's the genie, which is actually, I like this design too, the genie. He's really cool looking. He's coming out of the magic lamp. And they really captured the essence of what the genie actually is, I find, you know. So there's the genie from Aladdin. The next one is a free Comic Book Day 2019 exclusive pop, which I picked up at my comic book shop, Omnibus, shout out. We got the John Constantine pop. This one was one that I was really looking forward to. When I heard it was coming out, I was like, I needs to get my hands on it. And I mean, you know, pops, they just put out a whole bunch of them, so I was like, well, it looks like I will be getting my hand on one of them because there was a whole bunch, so let's get Mr. John non-smoking a cigarette in the pop Constantine out of the box. There we go. This one too is pretty cool. I don't really like the human-looking pops, but I mean, with the fire in his hand and the lighter, it's pretty cool. But I do agree, I think he should have had a cigarette in his mouth because, you know, John Constantine is known for smoking cigarettes in the comic books. Guys, I'm doing this. I'm showing off the pops while Vanessa's sitting right next to me eating her food. She's sitting there giggling at me while I'm unboxing all these pops for you guys. You enjoying your food there?
You want some?
I'll have some after this. Thank you. Anyways, the next pop is one that I wanted a long time. I picked it up last year at the Montreal Comic Con. I didn't go this year because I just didn't want to go. It was one of the first pops I ever wanted. So I ended up picking up I try to do that for comedic effect, but it doesn't really work, so she's looking at me giggling like, you're a weirdo. But anyways, Jason Voorhees. That's the first pop from the movie line. And yeah, I mean, who doesn't like Jason Voorhees except for Vanessa? There's Mr. Jason Voorhees. It's also one that you don't see very often anymore. So I'm glad to have that in the collection. Got Bloody Machete. And there's the back of him with little strands of, I like to call pubic hair on his head. Because that's what it looks like. It looks like pubic hair on his head. So there's Mr. Jason Voorhees. Oh, we're winding down, guys. The next few pops are all from a series of, like, TV show and video games. So I'm going to put these guys back in the box, and then I'm going to take out the next set of pops. Clean slate. We're putting up some new pops. Oh, thank you, my love.
You're welcome.
That's the best you're going to get, is just that head poking in before her saying hi to everybody. Next up, you guys like video games? Old Boomer likes video games. Yes, I'm wearing a Fortnite t-shirt, but these next set of pops are, as we like to say in French, aucun rapport with Overwatch. With Fortnite, I mean. So the next set of pops I got are from Overwatch, because your boy Boom loves Overwatch. It's a fantastic game. And I'm just realizing now that this is a female character and it's pretty heavy. I'm sure you felt that when you picked it up. So first from the Overwatch pops I picked up is Mercy. I like her design. She looks like an angel, basically. Mercy's really cool. Let's dig into the box and see what she looks like. Oh wait, no, I should do this for Vanessa, because she's been, like me, on a kick of Lamar recently. How's it that you open it? That's the second time I do that in this video. But I want to do that for Vanessa, so let's get Mercy out of the box. Oh, look at that, guys. She's double packaged. Gotta use protection sometimes. So let's get Mercy out of here. Oh, and she comes pre-stand. She fell out of my hands. Did I break her stand? Guys, her stand... She fell and the stand broke. Anyways, I'll show you guys, but I'll have to put her back into the box right away because the stand broke. So that's Mercy. That was not planned, guys, but she's a really cool looking pop. Anyways, I didn't spend that much on her, but she's still really neat. And now I'm like crying because the stand actually broke. That's okay. She's not going to come back out of the box. That makes me sad. Anyways, baby, can you pass me that next pop who has the same skin color as you?
No.
I got the Sombra pop. I really hope that she doesn't have a stand stuck to her, because if she falls and breaks, I'll be very sad, because Sombra is my favorite character from Overwatch. She comes with a stand, but it's a stand that you can put underneath her. Let's just get her out. These stands are like, sometimes hard to get out. And there's Sombra. Cool character. Cool video game. Cool design. What do you think, Vanessa, of the design of Sombra?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty unique. Let's put.
Nice.
I know, she's pretty cool, huh? Let's put Sombra down there. I got a 6-inch one from Overwatch. Yes. I might require a sword to open it open, so. And we have Orisa, the tank. It's pretty heavy, so let's get this guy open. Oh, darn, this is a cool ass looking pop. Check that out, Vanessa. There's Orisa from Overwatch. Wow. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. It's the first time I take it out of the box, and I'm really, really surprised with the look of this. I mean, look. That's the size comparison right next to Sombra, you know? So those are the Overwatch pops. I'm going to put them back in, clear up space, because I got a couple of others left. I got 2 6 inches and 1 regular pop left. Actually, there we go. Let's just, for one last final look. Now let's get to the final ones. Vanessa, can you pass me your favorite pop?
It's not my favorite.
I know, it's totally not her favorite. She absolutely does not like this. And a little sad, because when I moved into this new place, the box got a little damaged in the move. But I know. So it's okay, though. This I got as a Christmas present as well from my cousin, Cameron. We got Pickle Rick from Rick and Morty. I'm Pickle Rick! Can't wait for that new season to start, guys. With a battery and a laser. In that scene where he takes out all those government agents by, like, destroying them. So there's the Pickle Rick pop, which is a really cool pop. This is another one of those pops that actually, I don't know if you agree with me, Vanessa, it's one of those pops that doesn't actually look like a pop.
I guess.
Which is pretty cool. So there's Pickle Rick. This one actually just came out recently, and I'm really excited about this pop. We got another 6-inch Rick and Morty pop. Fairly certain that this is the only 6-inch. We got Snowball from Rick and Morty. Where are my testicles, Summer? I just thought I'd throw that in there. So yeah, Snowball from Rick and Morty. Pretty cool pop. Vanessa was saying that she doesn't like Rick and Morty, but she was saying, right, you think that the pop's pretty cool, no?
Mm-hmm.
So there's Snowball, which is a really nice design. Again, another one too that I'm really impressed with that does not look like a pop at all either. So it's Snowball in the exoskeleton mecha suit. There we go. And I got one last 6-inch pop to show off to you. So this last pop is one that I've been wanting for a while, and I'm a huge fan of the Netflix show. When this was announced, I was like, I need this. And it came in this week. And thank you, babe, my love. I gotta say, this is probably my favorite pop that I currently own. And I think Vanessa's probably going to agree with that. She said that this is the one that, if I do display any of my pops out of the box, it should be this one. I got my 6-inch Voltron pop. I'm really happy about this. It's amazing. Like, until my life is through, I'll be in love with you forever. That's how much I love this pop, guys. Like, it's an amazing pop. And Vanessa's laughing at me right now like I've lost my mind because I'm singing a love song to a pop. Okay, I don't love it as much as her, but I don't think I love it half as anything in this role as much as I do her. Alright, let's get Voltron out of the box. Oh, man. There's the Voltron 6-inch pop. This is actually what inspired me to make the video because it came in this week. It's really amazing looking. Again, another pop that does not look like a pop. You wanna see what it looks like? Yeah, it's an amazing pop. There's the Voltron pop. I'm gonna get him to stand upwards. Come on, Voltron. There we go. Haul is done, guys. That's everything that I've picked up since I've been gone. And that's everything. If you guys liked the video, that's cool. If you didn't, that's cool also. I just honestly to get all of these pops out of the way that I've accumulated over the year that I was gone. There are a few pops that I do still want to pick up. I saw recently the Jim Lee collection, the Aquaman and Wonder Woman. I really want those. No, Vanessa was saying that that's something that looks amazing that she wants too. I pre-ordered myself the Venomized Storm pop, which I'm excited for that to come. Vanessa just recently actually got herself the Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender pop, which, surprise, surprise, spiked up in price.
It's
yeah.
Aang and Momo.
Oh, sorry, Aang and Momo. And just announced yesterday, I saw that there's the Rob Zombie pop coming, so I'm going to be pre-ordering that pop as well. Guys, it's a pop video, that's what I'm talking about. There's a set of pops that I need to hunt for. Those are the Kiss pops. I absolutely need the Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. Well, I guess it's no longer Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, but you know, the Spaceman and the Catman pops. So I need those. Speaking of Kiss, this beautiful woman got me tickets to go see the Kiss End of the Road concert. So we're going to be going to check out that. I'm so excited. I might put up a video about that. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so I'm going to try something on my channel. If you like it, you like it. If not, then hey, why not? Got my Nintendo Switch controller here. Let's turn on the console. Okay, so I'm going to try some Power Rangers gameplay here. If you guys like this, like I said before, cool. So let's boot up the game. There's my profile, Boomer. Alright, let's get the game started. All these pre-added screens, anyway. I guess they make the game. That's true, Hasbro has the license now. Alright, screen's loading. Let's... Come on, guys. I always get antsy when I'm starting and booting up the game. Yes, I know, autosave features, obviously. Alright, here we go. It's a beautiful looking screen right there, nice image. Let's just press. Alright, we'll go for story mode, and let's get the game started. Alrighty, here we go, guys. Dragon Armor, Yellow Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's fucking cool.
With the power of snow. Okay. This should be fun.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Udana from Mystic Rangers, that's pretty cool. Yo, the Dragon Armor training is fucking insane. Okay, now she got me cornered. Come on, there we go. Fucking Udana's quick. Yes. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Blocked my special. So that's it. I mean, let me know if you guys want to see some more gameplay. I just want to do something really quick like this for you guys. What's going on, guys? It's Ultraman time! Alright, so today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to be reviewing one Blu-ray box set. The reason why I'm doing this, my father's birthday just passed. Happy birthday, Dad. Hope you had a great day. Now, my father's always been a fan of Ultraman. I naturally have always been a fan of Power Rangers, Godzilla, and I've never, for some reason, I never got around to watching Ultraman. I don't know why. So recently I picked up Return of Ultraman. I know what you're thinking. There was a couple of series before that, if you're Ultraman fans out there. Right, but here's the thing. When I got onto Amazon, they were like overpriced and some of them were out of stock. So the best that I could get was Return of Ultraman. So we're going to take a look at this. And then I'll give my thoughts and opinion. I only watched the first few episodes, and then we'll dive into it. Whether it be good or it be bad, Boomer the Nerd reviews things. So Return of Ultraman ran from April 1971 until March of 1972 in Japan. It was later obviously imported into North America. I know it was a big thing, it was popular in the French communities, just like Grandizer Goldorak, which is another one that my father watched. The series follows a race car driver by the name of Hideki Go, who sacrifices himself to save a child. Notice that he did this good deed. So Ultraman Jack decides to bring Hideki back to life, and he becomes the new Ultraman. So that's pretty much the premise of the series. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a continuation of the original Ultraman series, and then the Ultra 7 series, which is really interesting. I failed to mention that he joins a team called Monster Attack Team, and he joins them there to help save the world from all the kaijus that come along. So what's really cool about Ultraman, Return of Ultraman, is that it's 51 episodes long. And this is a cool looking set. I'll show you that in just 2 seconds. I unboxed this on my Instagram, but I didn't go in depth too much into it. I just showed the box and the discs. Take a look and see what it looks like today. So first things first, you got a slip cover. Let's take this off first. Now the slip cover is just translucent, which is nice. And then you have the back of the slip cover that basically tells you everything. Once the slip cover is removed, we have this really, really nice steel book. And it says 4 because it's the 4th series in the set. Because you have Ultra Q, then you have Ultraman, and then you have Ultra 7. So Return of Ultraman being the 4th series, and it's a really nice steel book. I'm actually, when this came in, I ordered off of Amazon, and when it came in, I was like, wow, that's so nice. Now let's take a look at what the discs look like. Bear with me, I'm going to pull these out one by one. There's a few discs in here. Just let me coffee. Oh man, that's so good. We start with disc 1, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, each disc has a kaiju on it. So there we go, is the first disc. We have another kaiju on there. There's disc 4. Disc 5. Vinyl disc. Once the discs are removed, this is what it looks like on the inside. It's basically Ultraman's chest, and that is so nice. A really nice looking set, and I'm really happy to have this in my collection as a first-time Ultraman watcher. this is a beautiful set to own. Another really cool thing that is included with this set, so there's no special features, that's my only downside about it, but it did come with this really interesting book that shows you in depth about Ultraman, Return of Ultraman. Really neat book. And I believe that there's there's the characters. And I believe you have episode descriptions. I'm not going to run through all of them because there's 51 episodes to get through. And then you got some of the monsters. And then more of the monsters. And then the appendix. And it's honestly a really nice book to have in your collection. Yes, technically it is in high definition, okay? Now, it is subtitled. There's no English dub. It's just Japanese and English subs, which I prefer to watch it that way because that's the original way to watch it. They're going to tell you it's high definition, but it's 4:3 with the black bars on the side. The image still looks nice and clear, but it's not 100%, you know, high definition. It is, but it's not at the same time. So that's my only, you know, thing that I'm not too happy about it. But apart from that, even that, the menu screen looks great. And so let's review a little bit. I personally think that the box set itself, the presentation is beautiful. The steelbook is fantastic. The slipcover is beautiful as well. Great bonus to have the book with it. Here's my problem. This is released by Mill Creek Entertainment. They are known for just releasing sets at a very low price, like they call it a great quality value price. Which, don't get me wrong, I paid $30 for this, or $20 if I'm not mistaken, because it was on special. I don't know, they didn't put any special features. It would have been nice to see some special features at least. And to say that it's high definition, but it's still the 4:3, it's not 720p or 1080 or even higher. That's, to me, don't tell me it's high definition when it technically isn't. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my videos are in high definition. I got a new ring light. Doesn't mean that my videos are going to be in high definition. You know? It's a great set. It's worth picking up. Just be warned that if you're going to sit there and think, cool, I'm watching Ultraman on Blu-ray, on high definition quality, the transfer is going to be great. The transfer is cleaned up, yes, but it's not 720 or 1080. Alright, I got that rant out of the way. I've been watching this, like I said, and I've also recently started watching Ultraman Gaia, if I'm not mistaken, which is from 1998 or 1999. So far, I'm loving Ultraman Gaia as well. I need to check out Ultraman Tiga. That's what everyone says is one of the best Ultraman TV series. If I'm not mistaken, there's even an episode from Ultraman Tiga that was directed by one of Japan's masters of horror, Takashi Miike. So I'm interested in seeing that as well. But I like I said, I don't understand how going from being a massive Power Rangers and Godzilla fan, occasional Kamen Rider as well, to never ever watching Ultraman once in my life, and now that I picked it up, I'm literally becoming a massive Ultraman fan. I recently ordered from my friend Andres at his shop Omnibus the first issue of Ultraman, what's it called, Rise of Ultraman by Marvel Comics. Cannot wait to read that. I definitely want to get my hands on other Ultraman stuff. I definitely want to rip into some more episodes and more series of Ultraman, because I'm just getting started. Okay, so with that being said, final verdict, my final grade for Ultraman, for Return of Ultraman, I'm going to have to give it a B-. And the reason why I say that is presentation is beautiful. Everything in the packaging is nice. You even get the digital code, so you can download it onto your computer or your any of your mobile devices, which is fantastic. The subbing, I feel like they probably just they must have Google translated it. So. But also like I said, the quality, it's 4:3, not exactly high definition, although it is cleaned up, and it's super campy, and I just love it. Look, when it comes to Power Rangers, I love Mighty Morphin, but I really love watching Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. That's a great show to watch too. So final verdict, B-. I definitely suggest, if you can get your hands on it, if it's not too pricey, go ahead and pick up Return of Ultraman. Just be warned, like I said, no special features as well. That's another issue. And it's put out by Mill Creek Entertainment. Well, we've come to the end of the episode. That's pretty much it for me today, guys. I'm going to come back again this week. I actually have some sneakers coming in that I'm going to unbox for you guys. Try something different with a couple of pops that are related. I'm also planning this weekend on opening the Godzilla figures. So that's going to be coming either this weekend or next weekend. Let me know what you thought about this review. Again, I keep asking you guys to comment in the comment section, but nobody ever comments, so it's a pity party at this point. I hope everyone's doing well out there, especially in Montreal. If you're living in Montreal, hope you're respecting the curfew, because I want all of you guys. I want everybody to be okay. And I want 2021 to be a better year for everybody. Like I know everybody wants that too, but I just want it to be better for everybody in general. Let me know what you thought of the review. If I should do some more Ultraman on this channel. Again, like I said, the inspiration for this was my father because his birthday was just this week. And once again, happy birthday, Dad. His name is Pierre. If you want to comment in this below and wish him a happy birthday as well. It's time to take flight and battle Gundam Infinity Series RX-78-2 Gundam. Today's review. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a really cool unboxing, actually, today. Unboxing and review. So, I'm a big fan of Gundam, okay? Gundam is one of my favorite, animes. One of my favorite sci-fi properties. You guys know me. I love Transformers. So, Gundam has always been way up my alley. I was out running some errands. I did a sketch for my mother-in-law, and I went out to get a picture frame. And I was like, I had no time to go other places, so I grabbed one quickly from the Dollarama. Usually the Dollarama has some pretty sturdy picture frames for some of the stuff that I like to do at a really good price. And while I was in the Dollarama, while I was taking a look at some other, I was looking for some rulers and things like that, just some rulers. And I ended up stumbling upon, because that's in the same, that across from there is a toy section, and I ended up stumbling upon, well, the current toys that they have in there, and they had a whole bunch of Gundam figures, which I found very strange. And so I ended up picking up this right here, the RX-78-2 Gundam. This is your classic looking Gundam. Yeah, I was really shocked when I saw it in the dollar store. So I figured to myself, mushmouth. I don't know why I'm speaking mushmouth. Basically, that was my reaction. I was like, oh my god, a Gundam. It's officially licensed by Bandai. It's an official Gundam. It's from Mobile. It's based on the Gundam from Mobile Suit Gundam. So I was like, I gotta definitely pick this up. So yeah, like I said, always wanted a Gundam. Now I finally have one. All right, there is one Gundam that I specifically want, and that's from Gundam Seed Destiny, the red one, the Aegis Gundam. That's the one that's top on my list. But this is such an iconic Gundam, and I thought to myself, hey, I like this. I'm gonna pick it up. It's gonna be part of my collection. Figured I'd also do a review for you guys. And hell, if this is a cool looking figure, maybe I'll go back and see it. And maybe I'll go back, grab a couple of, maybe one or two extra Gundams. But lo and behold, this is going to be something pretty cool, I think, today. I'm going to stop yapping, and I'm going to go right into this for you guys. Let's take a look at the RX-78-2 Gundam. All right, so right off the bat, here's what your packaging looks like. This is from the Gundam Infinity series. It says based on Gundam Battle, and it's free to play on iOS, Android, so it's a mobile game. And again, it is officially licensed by Bandai, which is really neat. On the packaging there in the back, you got some cool Gundam art. It shows you the Gundam name, and then where it's from, Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam, which is the original Gundam. And if we turn it around and take a look on the back, here's where it shows you, well, basically what's going on with this Gundam and everything else. Don't know why I put it down. I'm sorry about that. So there, on the back, you got a glam shot of the Gundam right here. And you have another glam shot right here. It says build your own Gundam. And then down here, it's part of a build a figure line. Collect all 5 can build. The MS-06F Zaku, which is really neat. And here you got all the other figures that are in this specific line. would like to get myself that Gundam Astray. That's really neat. I also like to get the Wing Gundam. That's really cool. I love Gundam Wing, so. I also saw a Burning Gundam inside of the dollar store, so that's cool. And there's just underneath the packaging, made in China. So yeah, very flimsy packaging. But that's all right. It's not staying in the packaging for very long, my friends. In order to get the RX-78-2 Gundam out of the packaging, we're going to bring along Blanca here and free him. My wife said to me, look, it's being held down by tape. People were trying to steal it, probably. And I was like, no. Most of these Bandai figures, a lot of the times, they are held down by tape. So, yeah, that's just how it is with a lot of these figures. Even when I went to get anime figures in our Chinatown, there goes my clock. Usually, yeah, when I get the collectible figures in Chinatown for anime, they're taped down. Actually, no, sorry, it wasn't. She didn't tell me that people were trying to steal it. She thought maybe the packaging was damaged. And I told her, I was like, no, they're all like that. So, you know. All right, let's get this opened. A little bit of... Oh, there we go. There we go. Ooh, I like the fact that that was easy to take off. And we still get to have our nice... Come on. Come on. Help me here. Help me, Gundam. Be on my side. There we go. Can put that to the side there. We got some tape everywhere here. I don't know what's going on. There's part of the packaging. We'll put that to the side. Let's get the figure out of the packaging. They just all get dumped out. There we go. Okay. So we got the Gundam himself out. We've got his accessories right here. And then we got part of the Build-A-Figure. And these look to be 2 arms from the Build-A-Figure, so there's not really much that I can do with this. So lo and behold, we're going to have to put the arms of the Build-A-Figure to the side there. Let's put the accessories over to the side, and let's bring the Gundam himself into focus. This is a cool looking figure. We'll get to the articulation in just a moment. Let me fix my camera here so that we can see that Gundam perfectly. All right, let me get, first things first, let me get my ruler and let's see how big this Gundam is. So, with the tip here of his back of his wing, you guys can see that the Gundam is about 5 inches tall. And if we turn that into centimeters, that brings him to about a little bit over 12 centimeters. That's really cool. And let's get into the articulation of the Gundam. So, you've got his head, rotates all the way around. His head is also on a ball joint, so he cannot really look up, but he can look down, look to the side, kind of like that. You can rock it back and forth, the head, which is really neat. The arm goes all the way around. It's on a ball joint, but it doesn't do very much. And then there's, see, like that, you can rock, look, you can move, you can hinge it back and forward. So that's really neat. The arm has on a ball joint as well. You can rock it back and forth, and you can turn it all the way around. Same thing for this arm here. It's the same articulation. So I won't spend too much time on that. He's got a swivel in the waist. You can turn them all the way around. Then the legs seem to be on ball joints as well. So you can rock them back and forth, side to side. Then you can hinge the knee back and forward like that. And then the legs, I mean, there's a ankle pivot. Well, not really an ankle pivot in the foot, but you can move it back and forth. And you can turn it all the way around. Same thing for this leg here. And like that. And that's what he looks like on the front. Alright, and then there you go, is the Gundam on the back. Very nicely painted, very nice looking. I know there's a lot of white in here, but hey, I guess that's the name of the game with this Gundam. And the paint, the detailing on the head as well is very, very nice. I like that a lot. Yeah, they did a really good job on this for a little tiny figure. So that looks really cool. Let's put him down there. Let's take a look at the accessories that come with the Gundam. So first things first, you've got the Gundam's shield. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this pegs right into his hand. So you can peg that, or no, sorry, not into his hand. Sorry, my apologies. That pegs right onto the side here. So there you go, you can peg that right there. And then with the shield, you can peg his sword. I think I'm doing this probably the wrong way, so you could put his sword into his other hand. Actually, you know what? The way that I got on the picture, let's do it the other way around. There we go. Let's put the sword in this hand. You got the shield right that pegs in. It pegs into either side, so it doesn't really matter, but the shield looks really nice. Actually, let's take this out for a second. Let's put the Gundam down. That's what the sword looks like. There's very minimal sculpting and painting on it. Is it going to focus on the sword? It's focusing on my hand. I don't know why. Anyways, and here, the last accessory to come with him is his machine gun. So it's just gray plastic. Very cool looking. So back to the Gundam. You could put the sword in his hand like that. So you can have him rock in a pose like that if you want, protecting the Federation. Or if you don't want the sword in hand, take that sword out. You can put the gun in his hand and it actually just fit perfectly nice. And so there you go. You can have him once again rocking a position like that. I'm just gonna bring the camera down a little bit. And if you want, hey, if you want to display them with all, there you go. You can have the sword in the hand with the shield. I don't think I will display him like that, but that looks pretty dang cool. Take this gun out. Let's put the sword back in. This is most likely how I will have the RX-78-2 displayed. I don't think there's any way to put the gun back. No, it's just going to be loose like that. So yeah, there's your RX-72 Gundam. You got some pretty cool poses you could put him in. If you have a stand for your figures, you could probably put him in some flying poses and look very, very nice. All in all, really nicely done little piece. Surprised that I found this at the Dollarama. But yeah, that's going to be it for the review of this figure, the RX-78-2 Gundam. Are you guys fans of the Gundam series? Are you guys going to go check out your Dollaramas? Let me know down below.
Best Gundam series ever if you're asking for opinions.
Commence operations!
Gundam Wing. Pick up the DVDs wherever you can find them today.
If we take one last view of the Gundam, here's what he looks like all the way around. I don't have one of those proper spinning, rotating platforms, but I just figured I'd do this really quickly to show you guys. That's what he looks like. Are you guys, what is your favorite Gundam series if you guys are fans of Gundam? My favorite has always been Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed, and Gundam Seed Destiny. Those are always going to be my favorites. But let me know down below if you guys live in Canada. Are you guys going to go, if you're fans of Gundam, are you going to go to your dollar store and try to pick up yourselves a Gundam? Let's talk anime in the comment section below, guys.
The year UC-79, the first Gundams are developed.
The armor is in plain old titanium alloy.
Gundam. You're Gundam.
Federation versus the Principality of Zeon.
360-degree panoramic cockpit changed everything.
Gundam GPO2, codenamed Siceless.
The rivalry between Amuro and the sinister Shard.
59 feet from ground to antenna.
January 1, UC-8. Peace.
Are you prepared to enter the saga of Gundam? Gundam action figures, dozens to choose from, each sold separately from Bandai. Visit GundamOfficial.com.
That's going to be it for today. Yeah, I really like this figure a lot. I think it's really cool for a little tiny figure. It's got quite a bunch of articulation for a little tiny figure. The accessories are pretty neat. And the detailing, the sculpting is very nice as well. it actually making me want to go out there to my Dollaramas and check and see what other Gundams that they have that I can unbox and put in my collection and also review for you guys, but mainly to have in my collection because I love this property so much. I will be back again soon with some more cool content. I got some other stuff planned out for you guys that I would love to do. Actually found some cards from the 90s, so if that's something you guys want to see, let me know in the comments down below. And so I found the Gundam Astray. Let's unbox and review it. Welcome back, everyone. So, last time I did do the unboxing of the Gundam figure, the original Gundam, the RX Gundam. And I did say that I was interested in finding the Gundam Astray. And so with that being said, today I am taking a look at the Gundam Astray figure. This comes from one of my all-time favorite Gundam animes, I should say, Gundam Seed. And so finding this guy in my dollar store, yeah, I could not say no to him. I just had to pick him up, and let's get him open and let's see what all the accessories look like, and let's see what the Gundam himself looks like. And well, I already have some pieces of the Build-A-Figure that's already with the set, so let's take a look and see how those connect. So here we are. Now, if you're wondering, I picked up this thing at my Dollarama for about... Sorry, I'm just fixing my camera here because it seems a little off. Now, if you're wondering where to pick up one of your own, as I mentioned, I picked this up at the Dollarama here in Canada. He was only $5, so that's really good. I got him on my birthday hunt, as you guys saw. So really neat. We went down the packaging before, but yeah, let's take a look at the packaging very quickly. It's from the Gundam Infinity series again, and you can play it on the Gundam Battle for iOS or Android. This is a nice shot of the Gundam itself. It tells you what this is. This is the MBF-P02 Gundam Astray. So there we go, and if we turn it around and we take a look, again, build your own Gundam. You can take the parts, and there's a nice glam shot of the Astray. And once again, there's the other Gundams. Last time we took a look at the RX-78-2. As I mentioned, I would love to get the Wing Gundam because I love Gundam Wing. And this was released in 2021 by Bandai. And there's your underneath, nothing much to it. And yeah, so I think it'd be a good idea to grab my Kniffy. Let's get the Gundam open and let's see what he looks like. All right, so that being said, hello Kniffy. Let's grab this. Let's get him out of the packaging, and afterwards we will compare him to the RX Gundam, see how they look together. This is kind of a odd packaging. I think I need to cut it some more. There we go. I don't want to cut myself. That's the last thing we want, is to cut. Well, that's the last thing I want, sorry, is to cut myself. Maybe you guys want me to cut myself? No, I'm sure you don't want me to cut myself. We don't like playing with knives, right? Knives is not fun to play with. Only do it for the unboxings and the reviews. There we go. We got the packaging out. That can go to the side. I don't know. Is there anything? Oh, yeah, there we go. Just remove the plastic. And then we can free the Astray from his shell. Oh, there, everything's popping out. There we go. There we go. So, right off the bat, we got the Build-A-Piece part right here. It's the Zaku. There we go. It's the Zaku Gundam that you can build. We got two other pieces as well, so we're going to take a look at that afterwards. So let's put that to the side. All right, so here he is. Okay, very neat. Here, let me prop him up for now. Prop up the Gundam. And move in his accessories, and let's take a look at each accessory that our Gundam Astray comes with. Alright, so first things first, you've got your standard gun. Just like every Gundam has, they come with a gun. Not detailed at all, it's just a gray piece. So if you can always paint that piece if you'd like. Excuse me. So that's the gun he comes with. He comes as well with a shield, and just like the RX Gundam, that's most likely something like, as you see right here, there's a peg, so that's probably going to peg into his arm. So there's the shield, and again, it's just a black and white piece. So I'm guessing if you have liberties, you can paint it if you want to paint it as well. Me, I'm just going to leave it like that, to be quite honest with you. The next thing we have is a sheathed sword, and now I want to see if this actually comes out. So right first off the bat, the sheath itself is pretty cool, very detailed. It's just all plain white. And you got the handle right there, that's black. The bottom is gold, and then this part is gold as well. Does this actually come out, or no, it doesn't? Okay, that's just, so this is just for display. It's a removable piece. Like you see, it's hollow, very hollow on the inside. So it's just a removable piece that you just pop right into there. And I'm assuming there's a peg right here. So I'm assuming that's going to peg into our Gundam as well. And then we have one last sword right here, which is basically the same as the handle is the same as what's inside the sheath. But then you have the silver blade. Actually, the silver painting on this blade is pretty nice. That I will say, it's pretty nice. I like that a lot. So it does look like a katana sword. So that's really cool. Just move stuff to the side, and now, all right, let's take a look at our Astray Gundam. Let's take a look at his detailing, and let's move the camera back. There we go. So first things first. The head looks great. I love the sculpt of the head. And does it move? Mine's not moving, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to. Yeah, there we go. It's a little stiff. So the head is on a ball joint, so you can rock it. You can have them looking kind of upwards, downwards, side. And then you have the arms. Nice looking arms with the slightly moving shield. Oh, there you go, the arm guards. The arms themselves are black. Sorry, not black. Red and white. You can move the arm forward. The forearm moves forward. It's kind of a couple hinges there, but no backwards. And you got the hand that's on a ball joint. You can move it all the way around. As for the arm itself, the arm goes all the way around. Then you got the torso that's on a ball joint, so you can move it around, rock it around like that. You can move it all the way around the waist. And you've got his mint piece, and then the legs. Legs move back and forward. That's all you're going to get. No, not really side to side. It's very limited. And then the knees, double jointed knees. And then the feet. The feet barely move, so it's the same thing on both. So that's terms of the detailing. That's the terms of the articulation. Now let's take a look at the detailing, and then right after that, we'll go ahead and put them all together. So again, looks really good. Let's see the eyes. Is my camera gonna focus on the face? Gonna focus on the face, camera, or yeah, I just need to do that basically. Or am I too there? I think I might be a little too close. Okay, there you go. Well, he's got green eyes. He's got red and white on the face. The helmet's really well done. His torso is two-tone gray with some red, which is really nice as well. This piece right here is all white and red. I really love the sculpt. I love the design of the legs and the feet. Really cool looking. And then you go on the back. There's basically would be the jetpack. That's really nice as well. Really done nicely. Again, you could take the liberties to paint this if you'd like. If you don't want to keep him this color, or if you want to bring out more colors in him, make him more look like an anime character, make him more look like accurate to the anime. I mean, feel free to go ahead and paint the character. That's obvious for sure. But again, just in the regular sculpt, he looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So now, with that being said, let's go ahead and pop in his accessories that he comes with. So I'm willing to bet that the shield will just pop into his arm, like so. If it wants to, yes, it does. There we go. There you got the shield on the arm, and then this is what I'm wondering. Okay, so the gun will go in his hand, no problem. So we take a look here. The gun goes in his hand, no problem. So you can have your Gundam posed like that. You can have him posed, with the shield, gun. You can have him posed like however you want, like that with the shield and the gun. Now, this is where I am getting to a problem, I think. And if you see on the picture, it does show that you can do this. So I'm just going to try and figure out how you can do this. Apparently you can put the sword in the hand. But you see, the problem is that the hand is closed unless this comes off. This does not come off. So I got to figure out how to put the sword in his hand. Bear with me, guys. Well, I tried my best, and I got to say, this sword just does not go in his hand. Nothing removes, and there's just too big of a bulky part, and the Astray's hand does not open up. So there's no way that you are getting this sword into his hand, not unless you put it like this, but there's no point in putting it like that. You can clip his sheathed sword to him, which is not a problem, but you're going to have to really display your Gundam holding the gun, because that sword, I don't know, they should have put a little piece on there to remove, so that you can literally have the sword in his hand. But yeah, this is not gonna work. So you're really gonna be displaying him just like that. No sword. This one is really pointless. I don't see why you're gonna be displaying him with that. Let's put him aside. Let's get this out of frame. Alright, so let's move our Gundam Astray here. Let's get these guys out of the way, and let's compare him to the RX Gundam that we had to look at previously. Alright, so here he is next to the Gundam Astray, and there's one thing I forgot to do earlier, was to measure him out. So this guy, I don't know if we're getting it accurate, there he is. He's just about a little over 4 inches. Same thing, and the RX is just about a little over 5 inches. That comes to just about over 10 centimeters for both of them. So that's how they look, these two figures together. Quite personally, I like the Astray Gundam. I just find it kind of pointless to have the extra sword with him. But I love the classic, right? So the Gundam RX is still going to be a cool one. And like I said, I still want to get that wing. If I can find that wing, then yeah, we can compare all three of them. But he's still a fun figure. So one thing I said I was going to do before is I'm going to grab the pieces. Once again, we have the Zaku pieces. So let's grab that torso. And then we have these arm pieces. So let's go ahead and connect these together. They want to pop in. Oh my god, they're giving me such a hard time to pop in. Don't know why. Are they popped in now? Okay, this arm's popped in. And this shield goes on here. There we go. And let's do the same thing for the other arm. There we go. It's kind of stiff. So it's not, you really have to apply pressure to get the arms in. There we go. We got our half-built Zaku torso. There's no head or no legs just yet, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe if I find more Gundams in this line, maybe we'll be able to complete the Zaku Build-A-Figure. And if that happens, hey, then let's definitely take a look at the Zaku figure on this channel. Well, sword flaw aside, he is a really cool looking figure. I will agree. I will admit he's a cool looking figure. He's a fun figure. Personally, I am looking forward to having him on display with the rest of my figures. For $5, you know, you're not gonna go wrong with this thing. He's a good looking figure. He's a good looking piece to add to the collection, you know. I personally, if this thing was more money, maybe if this thing was 15 or 20 bucks in stores, would I have picked him up? I don't know, maybe not, because there are so many more, like there are a lot better higher end Gundams, especially the Gundam, what's the word I'm looking for? The Gundam models, the build models that you can get that are so much better when they come into higher scale. But for $5, this is a really awesome Gundam if you're looking, especially if you're looking to just start your Gundam collection. Yeah, for $5 you can't go wrong with these little figures. And like I said, he looks good up there with the other Gundam as well. But are you guys Gundam fans? Are you guys Gundam collectors? Do you guys want to see me do more of these if I could find some more. I mean, look, I'm not going to go out of my way to try and find these, but I do really like them. They're really neat. Like I said, I want to find the Wing Gundam. And if I find the Wing Gundam, then that's probably going to be that for me when it comes to the Gundams. Well, look at that. Krang found himself a gigantic android body, albeit by best action. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and review. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on another video today. Got something really cool today. And I know this one's probably been doing the rounds on YouTube with reviews. But hey, I don't see too many best action reviews. And when I do, they're still pretty cool. And I just really like this thing. So I was like, you know what? Pish posh, I will do it anyways. Today, I have something cool. Like I said, I've got Krang and his android body by the Loyal Subjects Best Action line. This is an XL figure, one of their bigger figures. And oh boy, what a bulky boy this guy is. And I just thought it'd be really fun to take a look at the figure itself. Take a look at if he really does have 31 points of articulation like the packaging insists. And to see if this figure is really cool. We took a look at Bebop and Rocksteady, and even though those figures were cool looking, we did have some issues with the joints. We had some issues with putting accessories in their hands and swapping out. Hopefully that's not the same with Krang and his android body. For a big bulky figure, this looks like it's going to be something pretty cool. So sit back, relax guys. Let's take a look at Krang and his XL body. What a nice looking packaging, I will admit that. I didn't say that last time when I took a look at Bebop and Rocksteady, but these best action figures do have some pretty nice, albeit simple, but very nice packaging. Before we free Krang and his android body from the packaging, let's take a look at that. So at the top here, unlike Bebop and Rocksteady, it's just a little tag to hang up the figure. It's got a window packaging, and there's a photo of Krang and his android body running, which is animated style. And then down here you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo and Krang android body. Window packaging, like I said. And then on the side is just Krang. Just Krang. Best features, best articulation, best assortment. Same thing on the back. Boasting 31 points of articulation. Swivel bicep and thigh joint, double knee, shoulder and elbow joints, ball joints for maximum posability. Get in the pit and play. Incredible sculpt details, multiple hand and weapon accessories, really cool. Now there's a read up on Krang in 3 different languages. If you speak French, if you speak Spanish, go ahead and pause it. I will read this up in English for you. Krang is part of a brain-like alien species from Dimension X. He was banished to Earth, where he joined up with the Shredder on his mission to end the Turtles and conquer the city. Their shared headquarters is located in the Technodrome, Krang's Battle Fortress. I don't know about you guys. I'm really excited to get this thing out of the package and take a look at him. So, let's do just that. Let's release him from the packaging and see what the android body and Krang look like in terms of detail, sculpt, and posability. So as you saw with Bebop and Rocksteady, it's very simple. Just like them, you can open the bottom. Just in this case here, just peel back that piece of tape. Open the bottom and just release Krang from this packaging. And again, just like the other figures, he's got that neat backdrop, but we don't need the packaging anymore. So let's put that to the side. Let's free Krang from his clamshell prison. This is a big chunky boy, so I'm gonna do the best I can. There we go. Let's get him out. Let's get him to stand up properly. Stand for me. And he comes with Krang as well, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, you can see. There you go. It comes with Krang. As well with the Best Action logo that came packaged with the others. And let's just, there we go. Dump all the accessories. Let's get the package out of here. All right, so let's take a look at our friend Krang and his android body. Before we take a look at the figures themselves, I'll take a look at the accessories. So first things first, you have, for the android body, you have 2 punching fists. 2 fists, so that's it. Those are the only extra interchangeable hands he comes with. You also have 2 gun hands. There you go. You have a sword that can pop into his hand. You have a drill. And then finally, you have the rotating axe. So some pretty cool accessories, well, accessories, interchangeable hands that come with the Krang body. Along with Krang's android body, you do get Krang himself. I know I brought him off to the side, but quickly I just want to mention that Krang, Best Action did release Krang, a figure of Krang coming inside of the walker like Playmates did. But if you don't get that figure and you just get the Android XL body, that's cool because you've got Krang with him. So the detailing is really nice. And this is just something that even if you want to put this on display, what a good looking Krang. I gotta say that. They captured him nicely, but also made him look a little modern. So it still looks good. And all the brain detailing on it looks fantastic. These arms move all the way around. If you want to have fun and move around Krang's arms, go ahead. They move all the way, they rotate. The mouth doesn't move, it's just a solid piece. But the sculpting and the painting looks really nice on Krang. I really like that a lot. And then just a little gap in there because you're going to find out soon enough why there's a peg-looking gap on Krang. Now in terms of the android body, look at this. Looks really good. The sculpting is really nice on the body as well. I like that. I like the shiny silver. If you take a look quickly as we go up and down the figure, looks great. Even when you turn him around, he looks really, really nice. So there we go. That's what he looks like. In terms of articulation, yes, this guy's head moves all the way around, slightly up and down. The arms don't move all the way because of the shoulder pads blocking it. There is a double hinge in the elbow, but I don't like this. This just makes it look like he's missing out on parts. But you can turn it right back. You got the hand turns around. Same thing for the other side. Then the waist moves slightly. The thigh turns all the way around. I don't think there's there's barely any like turning in there. The knee again has a joint and a half, but again, looks the same thing. I don't like this right here. Could have done a little bit better on that. The foot is supposed to move up and down, but it doesn't. It turns all the way around, however. And again, I don't know. I've never understood why that was on there. I forgot to show the sides as well. Looks good as well. And so what we're going to do is now we're going to pop in. I want to show you guys. That's all the articulation. You can pose him in. Before we pop Krang in there, let's take a look at the interchangeable features. So let's pop out the hands. Shouldn't be that too bad. There. Not as bad as Rocksteady and Bebop. Struggle a little bit, but there we go. Not so bad. So there you go. You can take the hands out, and then you can put the closed fist. You might want to just, there you go. So you can put the closed fist in there. And then if you want to put the closed fist in just one of the accessories, there you go. Look at that. You've got your Krang ready to, the android body ready to start destroying things. Then you could take out the punching hand. You can put the sword in. If that's gonna do anything for me. Is it? There we go. For a minute there, I was like, it's not gonna go in. And there you got the sword hand for the android body. Looking pretty cool. If you want to take this off, you could put the drill. So there you go. Pretty cool. And then if you want, you could take all those out. Take all those out. And if you don't want him to have any hands or any blades, then you can have him with gun hands. There you go. So gun hands. And that's what all the accessories look like on Krang. So let's pop those out. Let's put the open hands back in for the time being. Come on. Okay, they're in. There you go. Because of Rocksteady and Bebop, I'm like, am I breaking things or not? But no, I'm not. It's just, there we go. It was just me. It was just me. Sorry about that, guys. The last thing to show you that comes with this figure is that you're going to take Krang here. You're going to pop out his arms, his tentacles. There we go. Let's pop those out. Without breaking anything. There we go. We didn't break anything. The tentacles pop out, and then you're going to take the Krang android body, just open it like that. And remember I said here, this little thing, it's going to go ahead and connect into here. So there you go. You've got Krang piloting the android body. And there you go. You can have your Krang android body walking around with Krang inside of him. And that looks pretty damn cool if you ask me. And if you notice on the inside, he's got little, that's the reason why you have to move them is because you have tentacles on the inside that are shown piloting the android body. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I gotta admit, for a figure that's not on the higher end like NECA or Super 7, I think this Krang android body looks really amazing. And look, if you're good at repainting, maybe you can repaint him and make him look a little more pristine. But all in all, even if you're just putting this up on your wall to display, looks good. And if you're just going to display him outside of the packaging, he still looks really great. So with that being looked at today and being said, what do you guys think of this best action figure? I think this guy looks really great. The detailing, the sculpting is really nice. To be quite honest with you, I had an easier time with him than I did with Bebop and Rocksteady. The hands were not hard to take out at all, and it was very easy to pop back into place. The joints weren't very stiff. Yes, of course, the articulation, they're telling you it's 31 points of articulation, but you know what? I don't really think that's 100% accurate because of the limitation, especially on this guy. Yeah, you're not going to get 31 points of articulation. So if you want to pose him in all these impossible poses, you're not going to get that. But I still think it's cool that they included Krang as well with the figure, and that you can pop Krang into the body. That's cool as well. For a figure that is not that expensive, I would say if you want to add this to your collection, I would say this is a definite to add to the collection. But again, if you like the way the old figure looks and you don't think the painting is too accurate or you think it's too metallic, just if you're good at painting, slap a fresh coat of paint on there, you'll be good to go. Me, when I'm done with this review, I'm slapping him back into the box and he's going back on display because I don't really like to keep my figures too much out of the packaging. I like displaying them on my wall as a backdrop, and that always looks nice to me.
The turtles are assaulting the Technodrome! Inside are the Foot Clan's weapon storage chamber, Krang's laboratory, and Shredder's master control room! Huh? Turtles? Oh, they've been spotted! Now they'll have to watch out for the I Spy radar, that hidden ooze pit, the spike back door!
Turtle soup time!
Oh no, an ooze scanner, a brain scrambler, and mutant manacles! Can Leonardo rescue them?
Sure hope so!
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! From Playmate!
Are you fans of the best action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lines? Or, like I asked you with the Bebop and Rocksteady figure reviews, do you prefer NECA and Super 7? I personally don't like the Super 7. I think that they're too expensive. I don't discredit those who like Super 7. It's not for me. I find they're too expensive. I would rather go with the NECA figures because the NECA figures are just as nice. But I do find that these best action figures, even if you don't want, look, just in terms of looking at them, they're very nice looking. And they do look like high-end figures for a decent price, I gotta be honest with you. They remind me, like I said, of the SH Figuarts. This has officially become a trilogy. Well, hello everybody, and thank you so much for coming back to my channel. You know me, I love retro stuff, I love nostalgia, I love anime, I love superheroes, I love old 80s and 90s cartoons, comic books, manga. Part of those things I love, when I mention anime and manga, I love Gundam. Well, today, I guess this has turned into a trilogy, like I said. We've taken a look at the original Gundam. We've taken a look at the Gundam Seed Gundam Astray Gundam. Today, we have the XXX, ooh, naughty, G-01W Wing Gundam from Gundam Wing. My second favorite Gundam series of all time, right after Gundam Seed / Destiny. We are in the 90s apparently. I've got my Diamond Dallas Page t-shirt on. I've got my Nintendo toque on. This was a show that came out in, I think, the mid-90s, around 1996. And I did not actually watch this show until, oh man, I think maybe 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I watched Gundam Wing for the first time. I was such a big fan of Gundam Seed / Destiny. I also loved Gundam Unicorn. That was a really good one if you've never seen Gundam Unicorn. Iron-Blooded Orphans, amazing as well. But then somebody told me, watch Gundam Wing. If you love Gundam Seed and Gundam Unicorn, watch Gundam Wing. It is truly an amazing series. And they also told me, especially if you love Mecha. I mean, I've always loved Mecha. I love Mecha is probably one of my favorite animes because I also love Ghost in the Shell. And I love science fiction, so that's probably the reason why Akira is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. But yes, lo and behold, when I was introduced to Gundam Wing, I lost my shit, and I consider it to be one of the greatest of all time. I even added Gundam Wing, I think it's called, Endless Duel is the movie, the fighting video game on the Nintendo, Super Nintendo Mini. I actually want to do a video gameplay of that. That's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of games I have on there that I'd like to do gameplay footage of. But today, we are going to take a look at the Gundam Wing, the Wing Gundam, I should say, sorry, which I found at the Dollarama, just like I did with the other two Gundams. Let's go down to the blue backdrop where it's my hands only. Let's get him out of the packaging. Let's compare him to the other Gundams. Let's review him, and let's digest it all. Come on, guys, let's go. Okay, here we are in the little backdrop, and we've got our Gundam, our Wing Gundam. Keep calling him Gundam Wing, but we got our Wing Gundam on the rotating platform, so we can take a good look at the package all around, even though I probably showed it to you guys when I was full face on camera. We're just with the hands now down here. So that's a pretty cool line. I believe this figure comes from the same line. This is a Gundam Infinity Series Gundam, but this comes from the same line as the a regular Gundam that we had a look at, the RX-78-2 Gundam, as well as the Astray Gundam. So they're all from this line, where you can go ahead and build the Zaku. I don't know what's going on. My Dollarama that I got, that I found these at, or at least every Dollarama, they're just getting a random bunch of these because there's 3 consecutive ones in the line, and now there's 2 other ones that are from a different line. So if I really want to build that Zaku, I really cannot. But you know what would be really cool? If I could find all the pieces of the Zaku to build it and to, review it for you guys. But that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to take this guy out of the packaging, like I said. I will also scale him next to the 2 other Gundams that we've had to look at before. So here we are. This is the final video in the trilogy, unless I find more Gundams, which I probably won't go after anymore because these are the 3 Gundams I love the most. But this is the final Gundam in the trilogy of Gundams. I'm so sad we are coming to an end. We'll take a look. We'll get him out of the packaging. We will put him next to the other Gundams and see what he has to offer. The Wing Gundam is off the spinning platform because, besides being trapped inside a package and he's trying to breathe, he also was getting a little bit dizzy being on this rotating platform. Even though, you know what, he's a mecha and he flies in space and he goes into battle. So why would the Gundam get dizzy and not be able to breathe when he's able to go in space and fight battles? Who knows? Who knows? That's just me being silly. One of the cool things about this is that, like I said, this came out in the 90s. And I really do wish that I could have had the opportunity to watch Gundam Wing as a child in the 90s. But in hindsight, you know what though? In hindsight, it's a good thing I watched it as an adult because I feel like as a kid, I would have probably thought, oh, this is really cool. However, as an adult, it makes more sense because I feel you have more of an appreciation of this as an adult. And you understand it better too. I find that Gundam have these very... What am I doing here? Just bear with me, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, let's put this on the backdrop right there. It wants to stand up. There we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I think that I can appreciate Gundam more as an adult, especially Gundam Wing, because this series, especially Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed as well. I mean, any Gundam Same thing for a lot of anime you watch, have very complex storylines. And as a kid, it's kind of cool to watch all the action scenes and stuff like that, but you probably wouldn't fully grasp or understand quite the story. So as an adult, it's really like you can appreciate the story and understand it more. Ghost in the Shell was one of those things I didn't watch until I was an adult, and I really feel that, yes, okay, that's probably one of those things that I should not have watched as a kid, which I didn't. But even if I did watch as a kid, and let's say my parents didn't care and they're like, oh, we're just going to get this for him to watch, I'd probably not understand what was going on in that movie. At least as an adult, I still don't understand, but I understand a little more. Same thing with Akira. That's why I think Akira is such a great film, is that you can keep revisiting that film and watch it over and over again. Which reminds me, my wife wants to rewatch Akira with me, so I think my next movie night's going to be Akira. Doing anime stuff, I'm in the mood for anime. You know what's another one that I feel like you would think is labeled for kids, but is really not, it's really dark. I actually started watching Hunter x Hunter with my wife, and holy shit, what an amazing anime that is. That is really not for kids, even though on the surface, the characters look like they could be kid-friendly. My gosh, the longer and the deeper you go into that show, that anime, the more and more you see that being an intricate storyline that you really have to understand what's going on to fully appreciate that. If you guys have never seen Hunter x Hunter, as I'm reviewing a Gundam, I highly recommend watching Hunter x Hunter. I was super against watching it at first. It's like, nah, this thing looks too childish. But my gosh, was I wrong? One Piece, however, I will still not watch One Piece. All right, enough blabbing. Let's get him stood up. Stood up. We don't want to stand up or... we don't want to have him stood up, you know? No, he's here to have fun. All right, let's get him in place. There we go. Let's put all the pieces there. And all right, let's take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we'll reference him with the other Gundams we've had a look at in the past, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the Wing Gundam. We'll take a look. We'll review him and see what he's got to offer. Stick around. We'll be right back.
It's a dead end, pal.
Gundam Wing will return in a moment.
Earth is in trouble.
Enemy attack! Enemy attack!
We need the Gundams.
It's here.
All new Gundam Wing action figure model kits.
That's a mobile suit!
Build your own Gundam mobile suit.
A Gundam!
Snap together multicolor pieces. No glue required. Extreme articulation. Pick your favorite or collect them all.
Gundams are on Earth.
Roger that.
Gundam Wing action figure model kits. Only from Bandai.
Those who have laid eyes on a Gundam shall not live to tell about it.
Gundam Wing now continues.
Welcome back. So our Wing Gundam has some friends along for the ride. We've got the Astray Gundam and we got the RX Gundam. So here they are next to each other. Let's just, first things foremost, let's take a look and see how tall each one is compared to each other. So the RX Gundam is just a little over 5 inches. Our Astray Gundam is a little under 5 inches. Wow, okay. And now the Wing is even shorter at just a little over 4 inches. That does not make sense to me. I mean, you would think that they were probably all the same, unless, am I doing this wrong? Am I taking a look at them wrong? Let me see the RX Gundam again. Ah, yeah, there we go. He's just, yeah, he's about 4.5 inches. Let's see. Okay, so the Astray is just a little under 4.5. And yeah, okay, the Wing is 4 inches. So they're all different scales. Well, I thought that they would all be the same pretty much height, but I guess it makes sense to scale them properly to each other. And we've all seen the weapons that they've come with in the past, with the lightsaber. Each come with a gun and the sword for the Astray Gundam, which that other sword he came with. My beef before that was that thing should have had the removable bottom part to stick it in his hand. To this day, I cannot, for the life of me, remove it. So basically I display him with the sword in the sheath, and then the other sword that he came with just stays on the base that he's displayed with. But nonetheless, these are all cool looking Gundams and they can stand next to each other really well. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead now, we'll clear these guys out, we'll remove them. Before we take a look at our Gundam, our Wing Gundam, we'll go ahead and look at the accessories, and then we'll take a look at the Gundam himself. Got his fellow Gundams out of the way. You know what? Actually, let's remove this because, I don't know, you're kind of like seeing double, I guess, of the Gundam. Should we keep... Yeah, let's just take that away. I don't know. That doesn't really serve any purpose to our little Gundam here. Let me just bring the camera a little more closer to him. Okay, there we go. So before we take a look at the articulation and the detailing on him, first things first, we have the Build-A-Figure pieces, which are the Zaku legs. Just the green and black. So I'm amassing myself a collection of these Zaku parts, which I really don't think I'm going to be able to complete it. We have the seminal gun that all of our Gundams come with. Detailed, but just cast in gray plastic. So yeah, it leaves a lot to be desired, that's for sure. And along with that, we also have the green, I like to call it a lightsaber, which I know it's not a lightsaber, but their green glowing sword. That was at that. And of course, we've got the shield as well that's going to peg into his arm just like everybody else. We'll take a look at that in quite a moment. Well, he looks pretty cool. I'm not going to lie to you. I actually think that out of all three, well, the original RX Gundam is my favorite, obviously, but I think this comes in a close second. He looks great, and he doesn't feel flimsy. So, articulation. His head rotates around. Yep. And what I love, does it rotate all around? Yeah, there you go. Rotates all around. His head is on a ball joint, which is awesome. So you can have him looking up, looking down, sideways, which is great. And then his arms, they don't go all the way around because his wing here. Actually, you know what? Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Arm goes all the way around. The shoulder piece moves up and down, which is great. The elbows move up and down. And then the hands turn around. Come on. Come on. Being stiff. Being a little stiff. Turn all the way around. He's got torso rotation. The legs slightly move back and forth. And then in and out. And the knee is on a 5 jointed. Okay. That's cool. And then the foot moves back and forth and is kind of like not on a rocker, but you can move it. You can move it a little bit around. Cool looking figure. And then again, the wings on the back, you can move them side to like sideways, you know, in and out is what I'm trying to get out, kind of like a butterfly. Take a look at the detailing, the head detailing. The sculpt is very nice on this little tiny figure. Camera is not picking it up. There we go. Nice looking sculpt on the figure. And then you've got the body, which looks great as well. There's a little bit of lacking of the paint right here. It's just too white, but you know what? Hey, if you paint, maybe you can apply some paint that it'll make it look a bit better. Maybe some shading and stuff. Cell shading if you're into that. And then the feet look good as well. The shoulder pads look great. The arms look fantastic. But again, minimal paint. So these are little mini figures that are made, you know, just for the affordable market. So I'm not complaining. And even at the back, unlike those Megazords who had barely any paint on the back, he doesn't have very much paint in the back, but at least there's some back here. So it looks good. So you can have him in the pose. You can have him like this. If you want to make him fly, you can have him fly like this. So yeah, the figure itself looks pretty damn awesome. As for the accessories with our Wing Gundam, you can peg this in on any side of him if you want. So you can peg it in right there. Or you can take it off. Come on, there we go. Whoop, he's falling. Don't need to transition. Or then you can peg it in on this arm as well. Like that. You can have his shield on him like that, making him look pretty cool. So I believe that is the side that I'm going to keep it on because that's where it goes. And then you can just go ahead and take the gun and you can pop the gun into his hand just like that. Perfect fit. So you can have him standing with the gun. You can have him standing with the gun in his arm. You can have the wings out. You can have the wings in. You can have one wing out, one wing in. And then, if you don't want to keep the gun in his hand, at that point you can also remove the gun, and then you can put the sword in his hand. So our Gundam can be in battle fighting with the sword instead of the gun, which gives for a really cool look as well. But me personally, I've got my RX Gundam with the sword already, and then I have the other Gundam, I've got the other Gundam displayed with his gun. So I think I might just actually put him on display with the gun. That'll make him, I think that might look really freaking cool. Maybe I'll play around with the wings, see how I like this. But all in all, this is an incredible looking little figure. I love the look of this guy. He is so good looking. I mean, just look at that. That is an awesome looking Gundam. I can go to the GameStop, or I can go to Chinatown and try to find a Gundam model kit. It might cost quite a bit, but at the end of the day, this is a cool looking little figure that is very uncostly. $3 is really not going to break your bank. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to go out of my way to get any more of these Gundams because I got 3 of them that I absolutely love. But hey, if I see another Gundam at some point in my life, I'm saying in my life here, guys, that's at the Dollarama from this set, then you know what? I might pick him up. Will I review it? Who knows? But I love Gundam. This is my favorite anime. Probably my favorite mecha anime, I should say, of all time. All right, there we go. That is the Wing Gundam fully reviewed, fully checked out with the articulation, scaled side by his Gundam brethren. What a cool looking figure. I did say before that I think that the original RX Gundam is probably my favorite. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it more, now that I'm looking at him more and I'm got him spinning around and rotating, I actually think that this might be my favorite of the 3. The RX comes in a close second, Astray is third, but again, those are the 3 that I want for my collection because I love them the most. There is one Gundam that I've always wanted, or at least 2 Gundams that I've always wanted. That comes from Gundam Seed, which is the Justice Gundam piloted by Kira, and then the Aegis Gundam piloted by Athrin Zala. I've always wanted those 2 Gundams so bad. Oh, man. But anyways, this was so cool to find these. At least I found a Gundam Seed at my Dollarama. But Gundam Wing is my probably one of my absolute favorite animes ever created. Seeing it as an adult made me so happy to like, oh my God. But what do you guys think? Would you grab this? Would you apply the paint? I know that there's people that paint miniatures, so maybe this would be something fun for you to paint for the little miniatures. I'm not going to apply paint. I don't know how to paint. Maybe that's something I should look into. But yeah, the Gundam stands really well. The articulation does not feel loose. It feels nice. The RX Gundam, that was my only complaint. I think after doing the review, everything was all packed up and said and done. I was like, yeah, he's kind of loose a little bit, but he still stands pretty well. He's not flimsy, or he doesn't flop around at least. But this guy will stand properly. Looks good. And even with the minimal painting, honestly, this catches your eye. So if you don't want to add any paint to him, you don't need to. If you want to add paint, it's just going to add to the coolness factor of this character. That being said, I do plan on doing some gameplay videos this year. I had a mishap last year where I wanted to do some, but some things happened and I had a mishap and I couldn't do some gameplay footage. Well, that's all changed. I'll be doing that this year. And I have that Japanese Gundam Wing video game, which is a fighting game on the Super Nintendo, which I absolutely adore. Same thing with the Godzilla Kaiju Daikessen, I think it's called, for the Super Nintendo. That's another fighting game with Godzilla. So I plan on doing gameplay of both those. But if you're interested in seeing the Gundam fighting game gameplay, let me know down below if that would be something that interests you. At the same time, let me know down below what you thought of this Gundam. What have you thought of the other Gundams that we've had a look at in a certain line? I am so very sad. This is the end of the trilogy. At least for now, this is the end. I don't know if I'll be picking up any more Gundams anytime soon or in the near future. So it's a nice way to end this on a little trilogy. There we go. That's it for today. This was a really cool figure. I really like this thing a lot. I love Gundam in general. And you know what? Okay, they're probably starting to slow down on Steam at the Dollarama for these Gundams, but honestly, for a $3 price tag for these Gundams, when most of the Gundam collectibles are really higher up in the price frame, this is a good price point for Gundam, especially if you don't have any Gundams in your collection like I never did, and you're trying to get stuff in your collection. Well, these little $3 Gundams at the Dollarama are a perfect way for you to get Gundams in your collection at a very cheap price. With that being said, have you scoped out your Dollaramas for any of these Gundams? I think there's also a Barbados Gundam, and there's other one there too. I like to, I'm not going to collect them all. I only grab the Wing Gundam because, like I said, that's one of my all-time favorite anime series in general. So in that case, that's why I picked up this guy here. But yeah, I was really excited to do this video today because, like I said, oh man, Gundam is one of my absolute favorite animes of all time. And you know what's crazy? I really do consider Gundam to be very and highly underrated. People are probably going to disagree with me on that, but I used to have a bunch of DVDs back in the day of Gundam Seed/Destiny, and I've always wanted to collect the complete series of Gundam Wing. Maybe one day I'll be able to find that. Remember that time that Godzilla fought the Mecha-Yeti and King Cobra? Godzilla the series was the Saturday morning animated spin-off to the 1998 movie of the same name. Someone realized how royally they fucked up with the movie and decided to create a new Godzilla for this animated series and treated this character with love and care. In turn, making this series a little more faithful to the original Toho property. The series ran for 2 seasons on Fox Kids with toys, video games, and even home video releases. The thing I loved the most about this show was the weekly fights that Godzilla had with monsters. And Godzilla fought many monsters just like his original Japanese counterparts. A lot of the monsters too that they fought, which I thought really cool about this series, were a lot of nods and callbacks to characters he fought in the original Japanese film series. Which brings us to what we're going to talk about today. The episode Competition from Godzilla the series. This was the 15th episode of the first season of Godzilla the series, which was after the popular Monster Wars arc. However, it was meant to be aired before the Monster Wars arc. In this episode, we see Godzilla fight nods to a previous foe, but in 2 of the oddest forms. A Yeti and a King Cobra. Do with that what you will. Step aside, King Kong versus Godzilla. Step back, Godzilla vs. Kong. This is Godzilla vs. the Mecha-Yeti, following Godzilla vs. King Cobra. Oh my. Season 1, Episode 15. Competition. Let's do this. The episode starts in Japan with some hikers. Okay, promising so far.
I thought you said this was a piece of cake.
It would be, Makyo-san, if you weren't so stuffed with cake.
Lady, the heart wants what it wants. The hikers don't know where to go, and the lady hiker slaps the map out of Cake Lover's hand. A fat joke and now anger issues. Who signed off on her? So Cake Lover is seemingly lost until the lady hiker finds him, where she jump scares him and he falls into some slime. Okay, lady, you have some serious issues. As they try to help Cake Lover up from out of the goo, they are jump scared from a fanged creature. Not so fun when the shoe's on the other foot, is it, lady? And we cut to the intro credits, which I gotta say is one of the most awesome intros from an animated series ever. The central team of scientists are aboard a flight. Dr. Craven asks Dr. Chapman for the newspaper, where she politely tells him no, and reveals that the hikers from the intro went missing. French agent Dupre claims it's the work of a new monster, which should be taken down. As Nick claims not all mutations are bad, as Agent Dupre calls Nick biased because of Godzilla. This is Nick, the same character that Matthew Broderick played in the 1998 film.
That's a lot of fish.
Nick reluctantly agrees to go after the monster, yet asks where they should go once it is captured, prompting Dr. Chapman to suggest a remote island. Monster fights! Dr. Chapman calls the idea stupid, claiming it would be a monster zoo, where intern Randy states they could profit from selling tickets and film it when the monsters get loose, all while playing with a T-Rex puppet. Ah, so it was Godzilla that ate the lawyer the whole time.
No.
The team land in Japan, but are promptly told to get the fuck out as they've been red flagged. We all know how Japan are with long-term tourists. Agent Dupre, speaking the only words she knows in Japanese on the phone, passes the phone to the airport agent, whom quickly has his balls removed by the person all over the phone, and apologizes to them, welcoming them to Japan. I mean, fear tactics? I don't know, you guys try coming up with jokes. We finally see Godzilla as a child spots him on a plane where the kid's mom claims, why would Godzilla be in Japan? How meta of you, series. Our team make it to the trail where the hikers went missing, only to be scared off into the woods by Japanese military. Oh yeah, you sure showed them. The team finds some wreckage and decides to check it out. Well, that monster definitely had a good time.
I've fallen and I can't get up. You try and get out of this goop.
Wow, this monster's a real freak. The team head further into the woods and find albino hair.
Clearly a creature with a very large foot.
Yeah, maybe it was this thing. Nick and Dr. Chapman test the fur and realize that it isn't organic yet synthetic. King Kong! Oh, wait. The team are attacked by a giant Yeti. Okay, so this thing looks like Rafiki had a baby with Bigfoot. The Yeti continues to rampage as the Mogra sub Nigel is released on the Yeti.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Can you say neighborhood? I knew you could.
It seems more interested in destroying our equipment than us.
He gently nudged Nigel. Godzilla, back from his cigarette break, finally decides to come fight the Yeti. Well, at least it wasn't a fucking dropkick.
Yeah! Give him one for me, Mr. G!
Who even are you?
But how? An Osatagari judo throw?
Maybe it trained with Jackie Chan.
Why?
So Godzilla burns the Yeti down, thinking it's over.
But wait! There's more!
The Yeti gets back up, revealing that it's actually a Mech-A-Yeti.
A robot?
You fought so many mutations, and a robot's the one that shocks you? Godzilla and Mech-A-Yeti continue to fight in a pretty fun battle.
If we can find Nigel, I may be able to fry that robot's processors!
Why? So we can take out the Mech-A-Yeti as some Sesame Street characters next? They try to revive Nigel, yet are arrested, where it is revealed that a famous Japanese scientist was behind their arrest, and she is controlling the Yeti.
The world will thank me once my creation has quelled the threat of Gojira.
Hey, it's Godzilla, lady.
No, Randy, she's saying it accurately.
Call off the attack and he'll leave.
After that creature invaded Japan and devoured 20 of my countrymen?
What are you talking about? Godzilla didn't need anybody.
When did we make the shift of this being Godzilla, the animated series, to the actual Godzilla film series? Dr. Chapman reveals the goo sample and that it isn't from Godzilla, only for the scientists not to give a fuck, stating all monsters must die.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity.
Nick commandeers a gun, demanding the Yeti be called off. Again, this guy.
That's a lot of fish.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a fucking King Cobra kaiju appears and starts attacking with its goo.
Gross.
Mech-A-Yeti and King Cobra start fighting, only for Godzilla to start fighting the Cobra. As the Yeti is rendered obsolete, the evil scientists and the main team decide to work together. They create a liquid that can dissolve the snake goo for good.
I can use your help, if the others can spare you. Go get him, Tiger.
Okay, why is this episode so horny? Dr. Craven reluctantly puts Nigel into the Mech-A-Yeti, and the team head out to find the King Cobra. In true Godzilla fashion, Godzilla and the Mech-A-Yeti fight King Cobra in the city.
I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Dr. Chapman and Randy the intern find the missing hikers and use the lab-created solvent to free the hikers, where the monsters continue to fight.
There's mud in your eye, buddy boy.
As Godzilla's had goop in his eyes the whole fight, and they are now cleared, he fucks up the Cobra and discards it into the ocean like shit-stained underwear.
Can we offer any assistance rebuilding your robot? Japan's probably gonna need it.
Would you mind lending me your chief roboticist for a brief consultation?
Oh, sorry, we got a plane to catch.
I would be honored, Yukiko-sama.
Yep, those two are definitely gonna fuck. The episode ends as Randy the intern looks on in disbelief as we go to the end credits.
What the hell is that?
Okay, so that really wasn't as horrible as I made it out to be. This series in general is actually pretty solid, and Godzilla is even treated respectfully in this. The cast of characters, albeit forgettable, are just fine, as you could just as easily not have them in the series, but I do see why they are there. And I honestly don't mind them. It's odd to me how the character of Nick is portrayed as this like generic action hero looking character, when in actuality, in the 1998 film, he's portrayed by the non-action hero star whatsoever, Matthew Broderick.
That's a lot of fish.
Alright, that's the last time I use that clip, I promise. Randy the intern, however, is kind of annoying, and Agent Dupre, to be honest, has the worst French accent I think I've ever heard. And this is coming from somebody who is, in fact, half French. And then there's the awful dad jokes in the show, which a dad joke aficionado like myself doesn't even find funny. Another thing I really found unnecessary was the fat shaming joke at the beginning. Same goes for Randy the intern correcting a Japanese woman saying Godzilla's name properly in its native Japanese. I feel like that's kind of stuff that they could have left out, and that really did not age too well. I get it. This is the United States version of Godzilla, but still. Dumb characters and shitty jokes aside, we come here for one thing, and that's to see Godzilla fight monsters. And in general, this series really does deliver on that. They're mindless and they're dumb, but in the greatest of ways. This show absolutely loved referencing nods to older Godzilla foes, for example, Mecha-Godzilla and Rodan. And quite honestly, in this episode, it is very clear just whom they are referencing here. You know, come to think of it, that ending was very eerily similar to the ending of Godzilla vs. Kong.
Great Scott!
Anyways, I really do recommend this series, as it truly is a great series with some really awesome monster fights. And as well, this was a great way to end Godzilla Week. Go check out this series, and I promise you're gonna have a lot of fun. That's it for me today. I'm off to see Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. If you guys are going to go see that movie, go enjoy it. I know that I'm going to go enjoy it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Well, I had so much fun building Lego over the holidays. We're going to take a look at one of Lego's mightiest robots in the galaxy. No, not Optimus Prime. Today we're taking a look at the Super Robot by Lego. This is going to be fun. Oh my goodness, at time of this filming this video, we are inside of quite the heat wave and it has not let up. I don't know now about the weather, but I can tell you right now at the time of filming this video, oh boy, we are inside quite the heat wave, and I am quite hot right now. But you know what though? It is the summertime, and I thought it'd be really fun. I was actually supposed to do this in spring, but I never got around to it because I had a lot of other things that I was taking a look at. And if you're hearing noise in the background, that's probably my fan because I'm trying to keep myself cool in the area that I film my videos. Today we're going to be taking a look at something, like I said, I was supposed to be doing in spring, but because it's summertime, I just thought, well, it's going to be pretty cool. I've always loved anime. It's one of my favorite physical medias. And the same thing for manga. And I feel like I don't watch enough, however. And I got to tell you that recently I just watched Chainsaw Man, and boy, oh boy, what an amazing anime that was. And it got me, and I've been reading a lot more manga. Like I read the first volume of Demon Slayer. I read the first volume of Gundam Seed Destiny. Oh my goodness. And I've been just rewatching a lot of anime that I was like, you know what? This Super Robot does kind of look like a mecha robot. So I thought this would be a lot of fun. This is a 3-in-1 figure. I don't think we're going to be building all three. It turns into a jet, a dragon, and a robot. I'm just going to focus on the robot today because I'm all about that mech. And when I put it on display, he's going to be displayed as the robot. So, that being said, let's go ahead, dump the contents out of the box. Let's build him up quickly. And then after that, we will compare him to other types of robot figures I have in my collection. And we will review the whole figure. So sit back, relax, get yourself a snack, This is going to be a fun one. Today we're going to be building the Lego. This is the Super Robot 31124 3-in-1 in Lego. So sit back, get yourself a snack. Lego Creator Super Robot. Here we go. Before we kick off and build it, I put a little sheet down because last time when I was building the Legos on my channel, they were getting every which way inside the little cricks and dents of my backdrop. So I'm just gonna put a little sheet down so I don't lose any kind of piece. All right, so here we go. It's a 3-in-1. You can see the jet, you can see the robot, you can see the dragon. That's what the box looks like. Building toy, Super Robot, 159 pieces for 6 and plus Lego Creator. There's the barcode. This was released in 2022. So there you go. You can do your 3 ways. Like I said, I am only going to be doing the robot today. If I like dragons, I would do the dragon. Is it a Mecha Dragon? Or if I like jets, I would definitely do the jet. But I want to focus, and look, that shows you what the actual size is. So I want to focus on the Super Robot, like I said. So let's go ahead and open up the box. We're going to speed build this, and then we'll take a look at him. look at that. Here is our super robot, all built up and everything. I'm not gonna lie, this thing kind of reminds me of a mix-up of a lot of anime mechas, from Voltron to Goldorak, as he's called in French, Grandizer probably in English, to even some of the Gundams. That's what this thing really does look like, and this was a lot of fun to build. So I was basically coming off of this manual to build the Lego robot. But if you want to build the other versions, you have this manual as well for the dragon, so that it can tell you how to build him properly. There's your other one. And then you can also follow this instruction manual if you want to make the jet. Oh, look at that. It's a Robo Teddy. And yeah, so you follow those instructions until your jet is completed. And like I said, I just want to focus on the robot because I love mechas. And this was right up my alley. So when I got this, with my Nutcracker Lego that I got over the holidays, I was super excited. Okay, so let's take a look at our super robot. I'm just gonna pull the camera back a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at a little bit of size. Super robot is about, well, he's just about a little over 5.5 inches high. And if you want to go all the way to the wing, that's about 5.5 inches across as well, which is fairly good. Now, the other thing I want to take a look at is I want to compare him to some other robot figures I have in my collection. So let's just move him down a bit. Don't worry, this figure is articulated, this Lego set, so we're going to take a look at that as well. Okay, so here he is. Here he is from the smallest, I guess, to the biggest, next to the most recently looked at Gundam Wing Gundam. Now here he is next to my basic Optimus Prime. So he's almost the same height as Optimus Prime. Here he is. Let's move the Gundam. Here is our super robot next to the Megazord from the VHS collection line. There we go. Let's get the Gundam closer out. There we go. And we'll move Optimus Prime a little bit closer, because here he is next to the 6-inch Voltron pop. So that is the scale comparison for our super robot next to some of the other robots I have in my collection. Well, needless to say, this robot can stand amongst the other robots in my collection. I don't know if you have other robots in your collection that are bigger than that. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I have these kind of robots. I do have other Megazords and other Gundams, but these were basically the scales of the Gundams and the Megazords that I basically have. Let's bring back in Voltron for a minute and let's take a look. You see, I find that our super robot looks a lot like Voltron, if you ask me. If you look at these two together, side by side, I mean, okay, the super robot has the wings. Voltron has no wings, and obviously he's more like a Megazord type thing where he's combined. I mean, just look at the head. The head is a very similar style to our Voltron. But also, if you bring back in the Gundam, look at that. Similarities because of the wings and everything. So I find that this is a very nice meched up super robot that Lego has offered us. All right. Well, detailing on this guy, you saw the detailing as I was speed building, so that's not really much to look at with the detailing. Although, you know, the head, this head, just the lights like this reminds me of Johnny 5 from Short Circuit. Does anybody remember Short Circuit back in the day? What an odd movie. That little robot that, was it a police robot or something? And then there was that character. Oh, it is a product of his time. So Johnny 5, that's what the head looks like. I'm talking about obscure 80s movies right here when I'm supposed to be talking about my super robot. It does kind of look like an 80s robot as well, which is kind of cool. You know, those kind of robot that you would see sitting on a kid's shelf. So I think that Lego did a really good job in capturing that. But I don't know, there's a little bit of a charm to this little basic super robot that Lego has put out. And obviously, you know, when you turn him around, it just looks basically like that. So it's kind of like, you know, the Megazords, the VHS Megazords, right? When you turn them around, I know this guy's got a lot of painting, but like on the other ones, there's nothing to the back of them. So it's just basically looking like this for our super robot. But again, I like the fact that they took the time to make the feet look like he can fly out in space. One thing that I wish that there were hands here. Like I wish there were actual fists on our super robot, but nonetheless, it is a neat figure, and all these little detailing that they put up to make it look like a robot. I'm super glad to have got this. Well, the box shows that he can fly. I don't think he really can fly. And then the box shows him in other poses, as well as right here with his arms on his hips. So we have one last thing to take a look at today with our super robot. That is our articulation. And that's one thing that I find very neat. With a lot of Lego, you'll get some neat like movable pieces. Like with the Nutcracker, you can move the arms all the way around, and he had the his mouth, just like the feature of the Nutcracker. But this one here is articulated like an action figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. All right, so articulation, the head goes up, goes down, side to side. You can turn the head all the way around. And the arms move up, move down, they go, if you move that back, they go all the way around, which is really neat. There's articulation in the elbow, so you can pose him. This shield guard moves around, so same thing for the other arm, all the way around. And articulation in the elbow. Of course, there's no torso, but the legs, front and back, you can, whoop, I just took it off, but slightly like that. And then the feet have articulation as well, back, front, all the way around, all the way around, and of course, side to side. And then finally, the last piece of articulation that you have for the super robot, the wings. The wings move forward and backwards. So you can have him in a pose like Gundam, or you can have him like he's flying in the air. So highly, well not highly, but very, very articulated for a little Lego figure. I think this is a super awesome little piece. I think that I got this as an add-on when I got the Nutcracker, so he really wasn't expensive. But I think on a whole, all by himself, I think maybe you can get this thing for like 10 bucks or something. So it's really worth seeking out, especially if you're a Lego fan and you're a manga anime fan, especially a mecha fan. I really do think it's worth it. Like, take a look. Here. One last comparison. The robot next to a Gundam from a manga. Like, I don't know about you, but I think if I flip through here and I find a Gundam, if I flip through here, if you take a look at the super robot next to the Gundam, look. Looks pretty cool. Looks like Lego did their best to make a mecha character. Now, don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on saying that Lego is making a mecha. I think they just want to make a really cool robot for collectors. But yep, if Lego puts out more little things like this, you've got my vote, and I'm definitely going to be all in for all this kind of stuff. Alrighty, so that's our look today at our super robot. What a fun looking figure this was to look at today. Now, I compared him over before to the Gundam. One thing I forgot to mention before that was, look at this. I've nearly completed the Zaku, so I think I'm going to try and find the other two figures that house the head and the accessories. I know the last one for the Gundam Wing, I said, hey, this is my last Gundam review ever, but no. Look, I'm almost finished. And even Vanessa was like, you know what, you're almost finished that thing, so might as well. So, oh boy, hopefully we'll have some more Gundam reviews, 2 more, and then the Zaku to look at. So that could be a lot of fun. Also, let me know down below if you guys want to see me do more Lego builds, because I do have the Brickhead's Frankenstein that I've had in my collection for quite some time now. And I also have this from, I think it's from last year, Valentine's Day I got it. I still have the DuckTales Brickheads. So let me know if you guys want to see those specific reviews. I know I teased in the cold open. I was like the most powerful robot ever in the galaxy, and you saw the Optimus Prime behind me. No, I'm not going to be building that just yet. I'm kind of waiting. I've got a little situation right now, so I'm kind of waiting to see what I want to do with the Optimus Prime. But when I do start eventually building that Optimus Prime, I think the greatest review I saw on that was when the Review Spot did the review of the Optimus Prime Lego set. That's actually what sold me on that thing, and I was like, I want this so bad. So for the whole entire year, I wouldn't shut up about it until my wife got it for me for Christmas, which was amazing. But that's going to be one of those things that if I do start building the Optimus Prime Lego, I'm going to be doing a series on that. So I think I'll be doing an ongoing series where I'll be doing it in parts. And when I say in parts, I mean I'll probably take out, because I've seen that there's multiple bags. The instruction booklet with that thing is a big old book. So I think each bag I pull out for that Optimus Prime will be a video in itself, and we'll do the progression of Optimus Prime as it comes along. Fortunately, I don't think Optimus Prime would fit in this backdrop because he's going to be way too big, so we'll have to figure out something there. But eventually, yes, we will take a look at Optimus Prime on my channel. I know it came out at this point 2 or 3 years ago. And even my father, when he saw it, he was like, why haven't you built that thing yet? I'm one of those people that I'm like, okay, I want to take it out, I want to build it, but I want to make sure that I'm at the right place at the right time to build it. So eventually, like I said, that will come, and that will be a video series in itself. But lo and behold, what did you guys think of this super robot? For all of you Lego fans out there, all of you anime and manga fans, especially the mecha fans, have you picked up this super robot for yourself? I got this off of the Lego store, like I said, with the Lego Nutcracker that I picked up, and I got him for very cheap because it was an add-on item, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grab him. I thought it was really cool. But like I said, I think normally Canadian he's $15, I think, and normally American he's $10. So he's a very affordable figure, and I had a lot of fun doing this. But like I said, if you guys, did you pick him up? And if you did pick him up, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this thing? Did you soup him up? Did you add more pieces to him? Because I know Lego is your imagination. You can do whatever your imagination tells you to do with Lego. So did you take this figure? Did you soup him up? Or, you know what? Did you build the dragon? Or did you build the jet if you did have this? I know I throw this out to you guys often, and not very many people comment in the comments below. But let me know down below, guys, if you picked up this super robot, and if you did, what your thoughts are on it. And if you didn't, and you just watched me do this review today, what your thoughts on it now going forward. It's good to be back from my vacation. So I wanted to put out something fun and cool for you guys when I came back from vacation. I was like, you know what? I was supposed to do that. Like I said before, I was supposed to do the super robot in spring, but I never got around to it. So here we are. I did all my spring cleaning, and well, here's the super robot. So this is a lot of fun to do for you guys as my video back from vacation. Just like the series. I love it. Welcome back. So, did we have a fun marathon? I know I did. I had a lot of fun kicking back and watching these old videos that I did in the past that included the Mecha. Well, as you did see on Free Comic Book Day, I picked up Gundam Wing, the 30th anniversary free comic book, and I did pick up these 2 packs of Gundam Wing trading cards. So stick around, we will take a look at the Gundam Wing trading cards within the next couple of weeks, because like I said, the 30th anniversary was last month of Gundam Wing, and I was so preoccupied and busy that I didn't get to do any celebration for that. But this month, within the next coming weeks, we're going to take a look. I'm going to prioritize these cards first because of the 30th anniversary, but we will go ahead and take a look at the Gundam Wing trading cards coming up soon on the channel. Well then, with that being said, thank you so much for sticking around today and watching this whole marathon in its entirety. If you did, if you love Mecha like I love Mecha, hey, this was a fun video to do. If you are new, however, to my channel because you do love Mecha, you love robots, yeah, like you saw in the videos, you like toy reviews, you like video gameplay, all that stuff like that, or if you've been watching my channel for the longest time and you haven't done so already, please and thank you, subscribe to my channel. Click the bell as well to be notified whenever I got some brand new content out. If you like this marathon, I've got a whole bunch of other marathons, but if you like this marathon and my content in general, let the algorithm know. Click that thumbs up button. And as well, guys, share the video. Share it with some mechas to see if they're gonna stream it in their outfits. Come on back for the next video, guys. I got some fun videos planned down the pipeline, so we got some more stuff coming, and we have some more marathons, and we'll have some more movie nights, so stick around. A lot of good stuff, a lot of more collaborations with Spoonie. If you guys are enjoying that, even some lives with Spoonie. So stay tuned for all that good stuff. Get out of here for the day. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my Saturday. And to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Stay cool, stay nerdy, Keep watching those mecha anime. And as always, it's cool if it's nerd cool. See you next time.